Hello everybody, my name is Luis Perez.
Luis Perez's journey into cinematography began as a young boy growing up on the island of St. Croix. The slow, laid-back atmosphere of the island gave Luis his ticket to freedom. The freedom of his imagination and creativity.
For me, growing up, in the Virgin Islands and experiencing that as a youth was very liberating. It was freeing in regards to just how I saw the world. I knew I was going to end up being in some form of entertainment arena, not because I knew that I was going to be a cinematographer or work in film or anything like that. It was more about just the energy that I enjoyed from watching, performing. My father was a musician, still is. So music was very much part of my upbringing, and it was also my escape. I also was very much into the arts, and I enjoyed drawing and painting and stuff like that. I had great teachers at the time that would nurture that, and my mother would find any which way she can keep me busy on that end. I was very curious and imaginative. I had my own little way of exploring subject matter through drawing. And it was curious enough, when I went to John H. Woodson, I had an incredible teacher by the name of Miss Della Ripa, who really took me under her wing and really showed me what I could do as an artist.
After his freshman year in high school, Luis's family decided to move to Connecticut. Miss Della Ripa, who by now became his mentor, designed a game plan for Luis to attend one of the area's most prestigious art schools, Norwich Free Academy.
Once I got there, I had to wait a year before I could apply. But once I talked to the teachers already at the art school and they saw what I brought, they were like, okay, in a year we want you here. So that was, pretty much it for me. Right there and then, I was just like, this is what I'm gonna do.
Luis's path to his artistic voice came from inspiration by two famed artists with two distinctly different styles.
One of my favorite artists was Jasper John and Rauschenberg. And one artist was a painter, and the other was a printmaker that used photographs and paint to create these pieces of art. And I fell in love with all that stuff. And I had to learn photography, so I could take the pictures that I wanted to make these prints. And that was the beginning of just furthering that love.
By the time Luis got to college, he delved deeper into the world of photography. Filmmaking wasn't on the radar, not until he ended up working with one of the most famous directors of the 90s era, Hype Williams.
I was a teacher's aide, and one of the students, she was part of a workshop that had, or a seminar that had Hype Williams, which was the hottest director, up-and-coming director at the time in music videos, in that program. And he basically asked a few students to help him create a pilot at the time for MTV, and what it was is making a video. This particular student, her name was Lala, she asked me to shoot pictures, because that's what I did. I was just shooting pictures, and I was doing a little bit of publicity here and there with VP Records and all this stuff, and she wanted me to shoot pictures for the show. So in doing so, Hype wanted to, meet me, and I brought all these photographs that I had of my friends. He sees my work, and he's like, I want you in all my sets. The experience kind of gave me an understanding of not only what a director does, but what every department does in the context of putting stuff together. He was instrumental in not only allowing me to see it, but giving me the opportunity as well. Because he was like, look, I think you can do this. It's not that different from what you're already doing. So if you can make it, just understand that you're making moving pictures, then once you get that, then everything, sky's the limit, you know what I mean? And he gave me my first opportunity with shooting second unit for Eric Benet, Love Don't Love Me.
While the second unit work was great for Luis, he had no clue what Hype Williams had in store for him.
like I said, knowing and understanding what I knew about photography gave me the confidence to tackle it. I was like, and I remember getting the call. He calls me up, he goes, "You ready?" He said, "I got 4 jobs for you." And I go, "Let's go."
The journey to becoming a first unit director of photography would prove not to be as seamless.
I had to make a decision. Do I continue just being a second unit DP, or do I make the jump and say to myself that I can do first camera, A camera, and almost a year, year and a half, I did not work. I did odd jobs here and there, but I said no to a lot of second unit work. And in that process, in that year and a half, I knocked on doors in different agencies in hopes that they can rep me or whatever. But it was always that conversation. It's like, you don't have enough work, or I can't sell you as a second unit DP or whatever. Even though I had those 4 jobs from Hype, big name, but it wasn't good enough for some people.
Sticking to his guns, Luis's new opportunity came by way of another famous photographer, Jonathan Mannion.
I got a call from a producer who was producing one of his first jobs as a director. I flew to New York, and boom, you know, that was slow, methodical move.
Soon the tides began to change for Luis, and the first unit DP opportunities started to open up.
That journey and decision making was risky on my end, but you know, you have to be confident in what you have and who you are as an artist, and hope that people see it too. And I think I've been fortunate enough for that to be something that has in itself, you know, grown and is afforded me a career. You know what I mean? And I'm absolutely grateful. There was a uptick in a trajectory in change of how I was approached. And I had the opportunity to be a part of a project with an artist, Tyler the Creator. And it was the first time where I felt like finally I'm in a place where creatively and visually I can deliver something with an artist that not only is it creatively and interesting to look at, but my take on what they're trying to do was met in the perfect place. I just finished my second feature with Nick Cannon called King of Dance Hall, and I got a great opportunity to be involved and shoot in Jamaica, in the Caribbean, which was absolutely just fantastic.
Luis is appreciative of his journey and the position his craft has put him in. But more importantly, he relishes the fact that his story can help influence other Virgin Islanders to follow their dreams.
I'm just a vessel. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how it works, but it works. And I can only just call it a blessing every single time I have that opportunity to do what I do. And just so happen to be from the islands, it's, you know, it's even bigger a testament to who we are as individuals, and culturally how informed we are about our own, you know, presence. You know what I mean? Because those things are not thought in a classroom. Those things are experienced. You know, and it's important that people see that in a context that allows them to look at themselves and say, "Hey, man, that guy did it. I think I can do it too." And that's if anything, anybody sees, you know, whoever sees this or feels, you know, a certain way about what they're going through, that, you know, I'm the vessel. You know, I'm proof that you can come out of the Virgin Islands and do something bigger and still represent who you are. You know what I mean? And that's everything right there.